We all have an opportunity to make an impact on everyone we come in contact with, either positively or negatively. It's a choice that we make every single day, usually many times. Here's a couple quick examples. We had dinner last night, my wife and I, uh, for our normal Thursday night date, and we went to a restaurant that we enjoy, that we like, that we go to probably about once a month. And last night the entire wait staff at this restaurant decided did not show up to work, except for one waitress, and she had been working there by herself all through the lunch rush, and now into dinner when we arrived. Um, the only one on the floor. There's normally three or four waitresses and a bus person, and she was doing it all by herself all day long. Um, she had a little help from the owner and a little help from the hostess, who had gotten there a half hour late for dinner, and gave her a little bit of help. But we could tell she was really really exhausted, and she was pleasant. She did a great job. We tried to make her effort, less effort by not being too demanding, and but I really really appreciated her, especially since how no one else even bothered to come to work. And it's something that we've seen a lot lately. This is kind of a crazy time, but that's a whole different story. Um, and and I thought, uh, you know, usually um, usually I give about a 25% tip when I at the end of the night, and a little bit more than I used to. Not because I'm doing so well, but because I really appreciate people. I know these restaurants are can barely keep employees, so I want to show some appreciation for the good ones, especially. And last night, 25% of our bill would come to about $12. Um, and I thought about leaving her $100 bill. I thought, I just leave her $100 bill. It'd probably really make her night. And then I realized, maybe they'd be setting me up because we go there all the time. And they'll expect that all the time. And you know me, I'm a cheap cat. I'm not going to do that all the time. Um, so I thought about it, and well, I decided to leave a $50 bill on the table, and it's not a huge thing, but I know it was going to mean something to her, and it wasn't really staggering, but it was more than I normally would do. And I just want to let her know that we appreciated her, and it made an impact. She actually caught me on the way out at the door and gave me a hug and thanked me. Um, so our impact was very positive, and we both felt really good about it, and hopefully that helped make up for probably a very difficult uh, night that she was going through. Um, and when we got home, I turned on YouTube. This was the other thing I was going to tell you. So I turned on YouTube and I was watching a few videos, and the one I was watching was from a fellow car flipper and car dealer who has a YouTube channel, and I can't remember his name right now, but I'll look it up and I'll put it in the link I'll put the link to it in the show notes, so you'll be able to find it wherever you're listening or watching this. Anyway, this video was focusing on a particular buyer that this particular flipper had dealt with recently, and the buyer had lied repeatedly and tried to just over and over tried to cheat this guy out of the money that he owed him for the Corvette that he was buying from the host of the video. Um, Ultimately, the flipper, he spent a lot of time, a lot of energy, trying to recover some of this money that the guy was trying to steal from him, and he got all of his money except for $500, which the guy did manage to rip him off for. Um, and like I said, this guy's a busy guy, and he spent a lot of his time, which is pretty valuable, and effort trying to hunt this down. and hunt this guy down and get the money. And even though this flipper had been in the car business for a long time, probably 20 years or longer, um, this chiseling bastard is what I have in my mind. This guy was it still made an impact on this veteran. He posted so much that he posted his picture and his video along with his name and his sister's name on his YouTube video, which is a pretty huge following, much bigger than mine. And he contacted the guy's sister and the guy's local car club, and to disclose that this man's behavior. This guy who had tried to rip him off made a permanent impact, a bad one, a negative one, and it probably only compounded the bad taste that was in this veteran of the car business's mind already from all the dealings that he's had with lying buyers and lying, cheating sellers. But nonetheless, the impact was bad. And that other guy, the guy that was buying the Corvette and was trying to first cheat him out of $8,000 and then another $1,000 and then ultimately $500 that he cheated him out of. He made that decision to make that impact on this man too. Those are two impacts, positive and negative. In both cases, those folks made that decision to have that impact on those people. And the first one, proud to say it was us, and I think it helped. We all have that choice to make every day, usually several times a day. So let's think about it. And if you have a story, if you've got a story to share along this line, positive or negative, one that you've done, one that you've experienced, one that you've seen, please reach out and share it with me at flippingquestions@gmail.com or on the Car Flipping Forum, or even in the comments on our YouTube channel or wherever you're listening or watching this right now. I'd love to hear about it. Now, I want to address a couple changes that are effectively closing one door and opening another. I am delighted to say that you, the listeners of Flipping Genius, are making an impact. Your response to my invitation to work one-on-one with me it has created an impact. My goal was to help you make more money, but I do have limitations, and it's created a need to close that portion of that offering, at least for the time being. And in doing so, it has inspired myself and our team here at Middleman Enterprises to create an opportunity that I believe can help all of us, and even on a broader basis. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun too. So when I come back, I'll talk a little bit more about that. I'm going to take one little break. I'll be right back. So, in keeping with that plan to impact more people and also realizing my limited resource of time, I have come up with a solution. Another consideration is my desire to share a greater amount of knowledge and insight with the Flipping Genius membership. So beginning soon, we'll be launching a subscribers only page available to anybody who wants to sign up for that page. Now, this will allow access to a variety of new information, including some of the following: discount codes, way high save money. I'll share that with you anytime I can. Short videos on everything that I think is pertinent. Randy's recommendations. That's going to be a broad one, but I think I've got a lot of things that I can help you guys with. Another thing I'm going to talk about is I Am Second, which I'll talk about that more. Maybe some of you are already aware of it, but it's something that's active and very important in my life. I want to share that with you guys, but more on that later. My current projects, both myself and team projects that I'm working on. And just to, because I think we learn from each other, and that's a great way to do it. Not only in the flipping business, but in my other business ventures too, because I believe that they can be very pertinent. Recommended reading, listening, and viewing, focusing both on professional growth and on entertainment, because I think you got to have you got to have a little bit of flexibility in your head. And some of this stuff really has been beneficial to me. I want to share it with you. So a lot of ongoing stuff. Some of my favorite historic flips and why they became favorites, and just a lot more stuff like this. This subscription only page is going to be chock full of stuff. But frankly, this is an exciting time for Flipping Genius. It's an opportunity for me to help even more of you in a large variety of ways, with still that same focus of to help you make more money. That's always been the focus of Flipping Genius. It will continue. And as we develop the new subscription content, I invite you to reach out with recommendations, requests, ideas. Tell me how we can make Flipping Genius more beneficial for you. I want to hear it. Now, I'm also excited about upcoming episodes that we have in the works right now. Here's some of the titles you're going to see coming. Which are the best cars to flip? This is something they're always asking me this all the time. I'm going to give you some breakdown on my opinions on that, and maybe even get some insight from some of you if you give it to me quick enough, or that may be a multi episodes. My favorite 3 flips, and we'll talk about that a little bit on the subscription side too, but we're going to have an episode about that. Why you should form a LLC, a limited liability corporation, rather than remain a sole proprietorship, just in case you don't know or you are still in that area. 5 ways to make money without looking like you are earning it. That's one of my favorites. Which improvements bring the best return on investment to your flips? And on the flip side, another episode, things not to waste your money or your time on when you're flipping. That's an important one. They're all important. 5 tools that you and every flipper should buy if you want to make more money. 6 apps that I cannot live without. I think there's more than 6, but we'll talk about 6. Why flipping may be a thing of the past, and how to prepare yourself in case this happens. It's very real. Had some interesting talks recently, and I don't want to be a doomsayer, but I think you've got to prepare for change, and changes are coming that are going to affect us all. And my 3 worst flips and how I recovered from them. That's always an interesting story. So that's what's coming your way in the future on Flipping Genius, and I am really excited to share all this with you. I'm looking forward to your input. So please reach out to me at flippingquestions@gmail.com, or at the Car Flipping Forum, or in the comments below wherever you're listening or watching this. And if you have any questions about any links or that I've mentioned, or anything at all Flipping Genius, the first place to go is flippinggenius.com, flippinggenius.com. Only one G in there, flippinggenius.com. And hey, let's work together. Let's make some money. Let's all become Flipping Geniuses.